You guys want to go to the thrift store? I can go to the thrift store. I'm kind of burnt out on sewing, so I figured that might be a good way to spend the morning before work. I do have to go to work at 11, so I'm gonna bring all my work stuff with me and probably head straight from the thrift store to work. Can get out of the house and maybe get a coffee. Let's go. It's snowing. It was like 80 degrees yesterday, so I'm excited. Well, that was a bust. That table was kind of cool, but I'm not paying $30 for a side table. My baker just backed out of the styled shoot I have planned for this weekend. A styled shoot for like a fake wedding for a portfolio for everybody involved. So I might have to go to Michael's to make a fake cake. All right. And I need coffee. Let's get coffee.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And what I meant when I said get coffee was forget to eat until you have to go to work and then go to McDonald's.
Good morning, Sonny. What can I get for you?
Hi, can I get a Diet Coke, a cheeseburger, and a small fry, please?
$3.46.
Thank you. So here I am making a fake cake. I used hat boxes because a set of 3 was way cheaper than one of the styrofoam cake dummies, and because, I don't know, I just thought this would be fine. I also am using ultra lightweight spackle, and I mixed a little bit of paint in to try to take the gray out, but that didn't work, so I think I'm just going to paint it once it's done drying. So this is a really unnecessary step if you are planning on painting it afterwards. So what I basically am going to do is just frost a cardboard form with spackle, and then I'm going to add a fun cake topper and paint it later and probably add some floral to it for my styled bridal shoot that I had. It was supposed to be the next day, but we got a ton of snow, and I am basically having to reschedule like all my shoots that I had this weekend. This shoot is rescheduled for like another 2 weeks out, so I'll have plenty of time to paint this and finish decorating it, and I will make sure to show you guys the finished product. After I got done spackling, I've looked at it since it's dried. It cracked a little bit, so I'm probably gonna have to sand it and spackle it again, but I think this is a pretty good budget alternative for those of you who are having trouble finding a baker if you were doing a styled shoot or just want a fake cake for some reason, however sad that may be to have a fake cake. Here's the beginning of that snow that I talked about. We got 2 whole days worth, so this is where we started, and it didn't get much better. But Brian and I enjoyed our snow day. I rarely have a weekend day off. We ended up going up to a local restaurant, Revolution Rotisserie, and got some amazing comfort food. I'm insane, and I decided to hand quilt this huge quilt that I made, which I will post a video about when I'm done, but it's a pretty good snow day activity, and I'm not great at it, so I had plenty of time. Brian read most of the weekend. We woke up the next morning, and I made pancakes, and we had a blast. What are you doing up here? Huh? Daddy throwing at him. He's a real snow boy.
You snow boy, Bobo.
I am pre-testing a underwear pattern for a independent pattern designer. So I want to make this lace. It's a stretch lace from Joann's. This is the only stretch lace they carry. It's not by the yard. Match this jersey a bit more.
which is kind of, I mean, it wouldn't look bad together, but I really don't like wet underwear. It shows through everything, and this is much closer to my skin tone. And I thought about dyeing it, but I know that this is a polyester, and I was afraid it wouldn't take well. But at the craft store, I found this. It is a Rid dye for synthetic fabrics, which must be new, and it looks like it'll get me closer to this color, but I guess we'll find out. Let's do a little dye experimenting. So we're gonna heat this little pot of water up to, it says boiling, I think. For polyester, double the quantity and add 1 teaspoon of liquid dish detergent. So I added a little bit of dish soap to the water, and now I just have to wait for it to heat up. So we got this guy just below boiling, and I don't know how much this weighs, but if it's a half bottle for every, you know, pound of fabric, that's nowhere close to a pound. So I'm just gonna add a little bit. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. This is probably a terrible idea. Ooh, she dark. That should probably be more than sufficient for the tiny amount I'm dyeing. Put the cap back on. Also, my kitchen is filthy because I haven't done the dishes in a minute. Okay, and then let's put these in. So I have to stir this for 30 minutes, but you can already see that that is gonna be way darker than what I'm looking for. Actually, it might not be because it says it's darker. We'll give it a good wash though after we're done. I might just do this for maybe 10 minutes. I'm gonna say that this works too well. It came out way darker than I expected. Normally I have terrible luck with Rit dyes, but I stopped this at 4 minutes. I literally could have just dunked it for like a minute and been done, I think. We'll dry it. It's still wet. Let's dry it and see what color it ends up as. So I have 2 fabrics cut right now, and this is originally the one I was going to use, but I expected this to come out much lighter with my experience with Rit dyes. But I do have this other one cut out. I was just going to use black fold over elastic, but I kind of like the way the red and brown are working together. It's almost a black. It's really, really deep. I'm going to do a vote on my Patreon page, so if you want to have a say in what goes on, go over there and become a patron.